Bipolar disorder is a mental illness in which the affected person swings back and forth between two mood extremes. The manic, energetic phases are often followed by depressive episodes. For their social environment, these people appear very moody and unbalanced. But bipolar disorder is a serious illness. Depending on the severity, sufferers can even become a danger to themselves and others. In today's video, we'll show you how you can tell if a person is not just moody, but seriously mentally ill. If you like our videos, feel free to support us with a thumbs up, subscribe to Psychology in Mind, activate the bell for notifications, and get excited for new videos uploaded every day. Number 1. Appetite changes. Similar to depression and a variety of other mental illnesses, bipolar disorder is characterized by a marked change in eating behavior. Some patients lose all desire to eat and completely deny themselves food. Others may consume enormous amounts of food without really noticing it. Both cases result in weight fluctuations, which is often the first visible warning signs to the people around them that something is wrong. Number 2. Sleep disturbances. Our sleep-wake rhythm is also a reliable indicator of how we are doing. Not only does our sleep cycle react to physical ailments, but mental disorders can also deprive us of a good night's rest. Those suffering from bipolar disorder are familiar with both extremes of sleep disturbance. They often stay awake for nights on end and can't seem to get tired during manic highs. If this is followed by a crash into the depressive phase, sleep becomes their best friend and they might sleep for days, but without the benefit of feeling better or refreshed. Number 3. Extreme irritability. Bipolar disorders can cause sufferers to be extremely thin-skinned and to misinterpret every word as an attack or affront. Anyone in their social environment is the enemy who wants to reprimand them and put them in their place. Any reasonable conversation with them is like dancing on a volcano. You can never be sure when their patience will snap, and they will defend themselves against this perceived attack. Above all, this symptom makes it clear how difficult life is for people with this clinical condition. Those affected cannot hold down a job for long and will always be completely out of their element. For their social environment, family, and partners, however, this mental disorder makes it practically impossible to get along with them. The disorder almost always wins. Number 4. Concentration problems. This symptom is also associated with many mental disorders. The affected persons can hardly concentrate on one thing, or if so, only for a short time. They are constantly looking for something new to do and have ultra-short attention spans. Even sitting still and listening is a real challenge for them. To those around them, they appear rude, erratic, and easily bored. In reality, however, the disorder causes this. Number 5. Faster speech tempo, loud voice. When you meet someone who tells you their entire life story, even though you hardly know them or don't know them at all, this conspicuous behavior could also be a hidden sign of bipolar disorder. An above-average number of those affected show a fast speech tempo. Their voice is also louder and almost seems forceful to other people. This behavior is compulsive and part of the clinical pattern. In addition, the distorted perception of mental illness means that those affected do not find their unusual behavior strange at all. Number 6. Massive overconfidence. Bipolar disorder brings with it a false self-image. Those affected believe themselves to be almost invincible and above the fray. Their view of the world is distorted, allowing a great deal of room for interpretation. They notice very well that others look at them critically and simply cannot understand them. But they interpret this behavior as envy or resentment because of their magnificence and standing in life. Number 7. Manic episodes. The manic side of bipolar disorder is particularly noticeable. In this state, those with the disorder can hardly control their exuberance. They talk incessantly and are literally electrified. They turn night into day and can release unimaginable levels of energy. Suddenly, everything and everyone is wonderful in their universe, and the world could not be more beautiful. But these phases do not last. Soon after, seemingly out of the blue, they fall back into a dark hole and are plagued by self-doubt and haunted by dark thoughts. Number 8. Extreme risk-taking. Overconfidence, manic high spirits, and a clearly distorted perception of people and situations often lead people suffering from bipolar disorder to take extreme risks. They seek out adrenaline rushes at every opportunity, trust recklessly in complete strangers, and know neither fear nor caution. This condition frequently leads to them being easy prey for dishonest people and becoming involved in criminal activities. Number 9. Depressive phases. The high spirits of mania are inevitably followed by depression. This emotional roller coaster is particularly difficult for family members to cope with. No one can predict how long the good times and the not-so-good times will last each time. Withdrawal, self-imposed isolation from the world, feelings of inferiority, and suicidal thoughts can accompany these episodes. The tendency to consume alcohol, drugs, and medication greatly intensifies the depressive mood pattern. Number 10. Severe mood swings. Sometimes it's not just a bad temper that causes people to seem unpredictable. Mental disorders can cause our emotions to get out of hand. In such cases, socially acceptable behavior is often no longer possible. Those affected are prisoners to their own emotions, switching back and forth between hysterical joy and frightening anger within minutes. Choleric outbursts, leg cramps, and deep hopelessness are extremes of emotion that are more or less the daily norm. Reassuring, comforting, or trying to calm down the affected person is usually of no help. Today's conclusion: bipolar disorder is not curable, but treatable. The underlying causes of bipolar disorder in certain people are not yet fully understood. Genetic predisposition may play a role. However, this condition is also one of those mental illnesses that cannot be cured. There are now very good medications, and psychotherapy is also advisable and can provide relief. Above all, it is important to understand and be sensitive to those affected. No one chooses a mental illness voluntarily. The people around them inevitably suffer as well, but can only offer real help to a limited extent. That's it for today. Thanks so much, and see you soon.
Thanks for watching. Did you find this information helpful? Do you have experience with it? We would love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and let us know your thoughts. For more resources about mental health, self-improvement, and psychology, visit our website. You'll find the link in the video description where you can also connect with us on social media and sign up for our email list. Take care of yourself and have a beautiful day.